Brought to you by our good friends and partners with Sanderson Ford. You know, here's the best part about it. Hello, folks. We have decided, by the way, this is Kevin, this is Felix, this is Mark Grace, my name is Darren Sutton. We have decided to come on this final day and hang out with the fans, and here's why, Gracie. Because as we look ahead to 2011, we've been coming up with 11 things to look forward to. We look forward to rewarding these fans with much better baseball for the Diamondbacks, maybe a chance to play meaningful games at this time of the year. Would you guys like that, meaningful games? They went over the 2 million mark, and these fans deserve it. Kirk Gibson has said it. He has said it several times. God bless these fans for their loyalty.
Yeah, over 2 million strong. You guys have a lot to be proud of. I'm proud to say that these Diamondback fans, it's been a tough year, and it's been a disappointing year on the field. But in the stands, it's been terrific. You guys should give yourselves a round of applause.
Very, very good stuff. Now, let's talk about Joe Saunders, because Saunders, the one thing we do know is he has been a winner. Since 2008, he is amongst the elite most wins left-handed pitchers. And last time out, that's what we like when we saw with Joe Saunders.
Yeah, that's elite company he's with right there. And Joe Saunders, we know he's a professional. We know that he's eventually going to get it figured out, and he's going to win games. It's been an off season for Joe this year. But you know what? He came back strong his last outing. He was brilliant his last outing, going 8 innings, giving only 1 run. And now he needs to show the rival Dodgers what he's all about.
All right, so Joe Saunders on the mound against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Commanded that breaking ball. That was the key for the left-hander out of Virginia. So we're glad to be here with the fans. We're glad to be here getting set for baseball. Thank you, guys. You guys have been great all season long. We appreciate your loyalty. Thank you for joining us on this day and your loyalty all season long. They're all around the ballpark. It's a Fandemonium weekend on this, the final home game. We're going to miss baseball around this ballpark, but we'll be back next year. The game against the Dodgers is right after this. To this.
welcome back. It is a Sanderson Ford Kids Sunday here, Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Jody Jackson back with you on the field, the final home game of the 2010 season. And if you want to get excited for 2011, you really don't have to look any further than young right-handed pitcher Daniel Hudson. He did it again last night, another extremely solid outing. It was against the LA Dodgers. 2 hits over 8 2/3 innings. He retired the first 9 batters, did not allow a hit in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, almost going the distance. 8 2/3, giving the way to Mike Hampton and Juan Gutierrez. His record on the year, as you see the standing ovation, 7-1 now. He gets that standing O. Maybe he's a future ace. Well, he's certainly among elite company right now. Lowest ERA in the majors since August 1st. You see the list there. It starts with Felix Hernandez, who has been an amazing 1.22, but Daniel Hudson right there in the top 5 at 1.69. Well, today it is the final home game, and so the fans are here to say farewell, and there is no question the Diamondbacks want to give them something to cheer about. The season not over yet, but here at Chase it is the last game. Fandemonium will wrap up the weekend here on Fox Sports Arizona.
Baseball brought to you by Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Diamondbacks. Also by Southwest Airlines. Visit Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on. Always a fun ride to make into work. And always a great day to spend with you fans. Thanks for watching today and inviting Gracie and I and Jody Jackson into your home along with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And you've also invited a man who may be managing elsewhere or may be done managing, Joe Torre, into your home as well. Torre, the skipper of these Los Angeles Dodgers, a surefire Hall of Famer once he decides it is over. Let's take a look at the lineup that was penciled in by the gentleman out of Brooklyn, New York, in Joe Torre. Rafael Furcal, Ryan Theriot, Matt Kemp. Then it's James Loney, Casey Blake, Russell Mitchell. Big power, but has struggled here in the big leagues. Reed Johnson, Rod Barajas has had a nice offensive season with 16 homers, and Chad Billingsley is on the mound. 29-year-old left-hander Joseph Francis Saunders. His numbers delivered by the UPS store. He is making his 11th start as a member of the Diamondbacks, his 32nd start on the season. Overall, 9-16 this season. But again, as you mentioned, Gracie, out with our fans here a moment ago, against Colorado, he was much more effective.
Coming off, in my opinion, his best start as a Diamondback. He went 8 innings against the hottest team in baseball at the time, and he gave up only 1 run. So Joe Saunders, well, pitching more like Joe Saunders.
And he was the victor in that ball game, hoping to get to double digits in wins. That has been old hat for him. 16 wins last year, 17 wins the year before that. Final home game is underway, and Rafael Furcal doesn't waste any time. Pops that one up. Brandon Allen finds it and puts it away. So you see the Diamondbacks defense already going to work. Let's take you through all of them as they work behind Saunders. Gillespie, Parra, they flank Chris Young. It's Abreu, Drew, Johnson, and Allen. And speaking of flanking Chris Young, another fine play last night. This is getting to where it is his ballpark, his yard to roam out there in center field, and that unique haven that is Chase Field center field.
Well, the sign of a good center fielder is how well does he go back on the ball. And really, Chris Young goes back on the baseball as good as anybody in the game. When he learns to come forward a little more, that's when he's going to be elite.
Just off the plate, Ryan Terrio. Young credits Daryl Boston. If you folks remember the outfielder, tall power hitter when he leaned on it, Daryl Boston. That was his instructor with the Chicago White Sox, and really did a lot of work with him on his outfield play. And he said, I wouldn't know how to go back on the ball if it wasn't for Daryl Boston. So there's a good old baseball name for you folks.
Because if you can go back on the ball, you're taking away extra base hits. The ball in front of you is a single. The ball over your head is extra bases. That's why it's so much more important to go back on the ball well, and he does.
3-1 the count. Gerardo Parra is in right. Cole Gillespie is in left. We may not see Justin Upton the rest of the year. That is ball 4. Terrio walks. And we might not see Mark Reynolds the rest of the year. We'll see.
Center fielder number 27.
Well, why not?
The hand. Kirk Gibson not shutting the door on either one of them today. The hand flaring up again the other day. And let's hope we do see him.
Yeah.
Gibson also saying,
hope he can get out there and finish strong.
And Kirk has also been saying a lot about Justin Upton is the goal is to send him home healthy. Not 100% because no one at this point in the season is.
Right.
But it's my goal not to, quote unquote, shut him down. He has not used those words for Upton. I'd like to send him home having played a game or two.
That's the old ball player and Kirk Gibson coming out.
That is, isn't it?
That's not spoken like a manager. That's spoken like an old ball player. And that's kind of what I like.
Hey, and that's why he's challenged his training staff, challenged Justin. Let's get you healthy before we say goodbye to you for a while. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Kemp batting average wise, certainly a down year, 247. He's homered 23 times, driven in 77. Raw is still a word you would use to describe Matt Kemp. Talented is still a word.
A lot of attention being paid over there to Ryan Terrio.
He's got 20 bags.
Yeah. And Saunders has a very good move.
Saunders this year has picked off 10. He's also gotten 7 more that have turned into caught stealings. So that's 17 he has erased from the base paths. That 10, by the way, is amongst the elite in all of baseball. 1-1 the count. Joseph from Falls Church, Virginia, West Springfield High School in Virginia, was drafted pretty high by the Phillies out of high school, but went to Virginia Tech. Pitched himself into the first round of the draft in 2002, where he was taken by the Angels. 1-2 the count.
It's a couple times now he's climbed the ladder, going ladder high with the fastball, and that's twice now that Matt Kemp has swung and come up empty. Kemp just way too talented to be a 247 hitter, wouldn't you say, Darren?
I would agree, especially a hitter, Gracie, that uses the ballpark, the entire ballpark, with success. Breaking ball, boy, that buckled him. That's the pitch we talked about coming on the air. That's the pitch that caused the Rockies fits.
And this is a pitch to throw a perfect curveball like that for a strike. Everything has to be right mechanically. And that's a good sign right there. When your first curveball of the day is a knee buckler like that, that means your mechanics are in good shape. And that means Joe Saunders should have success.
Loney also down. A little bit in RBIs, but certainly in power and a tick in batting average as well. James at 271, 9 home runs, 82 batted in. And Gibson opting to pitch out there. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. Loney leads the Dodgers with 152 hits. and has climbed up over that doubles mark. He's 5th in the National League. He's got 40 doubles. That's a career high for him. Look at Brandon Allen. Right there. Steps on the bag. Loney hit an absolute bolt to the Diamondbacks first baseman today. Bringing you closer to the game. Ready to roll these Diamondbacks against right-hander. I think you can actually call him a veteran now, even though he's 26. Chad Billingsley. Let's take a look at the lineup as penciled in by Kirk Gibson. And it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Stephen Drew, Tony Abreu, Kelly Johnson, Chris Young, Miguel Montero, Brandon Allen. Gillespie homered last night, and he was pitched around to get to, and he certainly rewarded his skipper Kirk Gibson. Chad Billingsley this year 11-11, a 3.70, 177 1/3, so he will fall short of 200. And he does have one complete game shutout on the season as he fires high to Stephen Drew.
Drew's had some success off of Billingsley in his past, home run wise.
Yeah, he is a guy that has enjoyed Billingsley, as you mentioned. He's got 18 hits, 18 against Billingsley. You know, some of these guys have seen Chad quite a bit, only because of their time. They have both come along together in the National League West. There you go. That's 18 of 46 with a homer. Steven was 1 for 3. He tripled again yesterday. So he's got 12 triples. Since 08, no one in the game has more triples than Stephen Drew. Flips that one up and into the seats. You mentioned the long ball. Well, Dodger Stadium in April in the nighttime. That means you had to hit it.
That means you really got to hit it.
And it was the other way as well. The evening baseball, April, Dodger Stadium. Breaking ball, it bounces in there.
Yeah, when you can go the other way at Dodger Stadium, that's big power.
Umpiring crew of Darryl Cousins behind the plate. Jim Wolf first, Jim Joyce second, and Marvin Hudson. Men in black calling a ball game here for the final time at Chase Field. Broken bat on a backhand. Terrio throws in time for the out. Let's take a look at the Los Angeles Dodgers defensively. The outfield has Russ Mitchell, Matt Kemp, and Reed Johnson. It's Blake, Furcal, Terrio, and Loney. And Rod Barajas makes his home here in the Valley in the offseason. Big power for that man in the minors. That man having a down year all around. Even defensively, it's been a tough year for him. And Reed Johnson, just a gritty ball player, a good bench player for any club.
Abreu, another chance to start against his old ball club.
One and 0 the count, Tony. Waves at a pitch, dives down and in. Good pitch there. Looked like a cut fastball.
That's exactly what it was, and it was a dandy.
Billingsley is 26 years old. He was a Dodgers first-round pick, 24th overall in 03, out of Defiance, Ohio. Pours a fastball in there, and by the way, he was drafted, and within days, even as a first-round pick, was signed up and ready to go.
Which makes me like him even more.
The 1-2 to Tony. Broke his bat. That's two that have busted in this inning. And got him by a step. That arm of fur call. Want to remind everyone about the 6-run taco giveaway anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 or more. Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink, and they do so between 4 and 6 the next day. Now Kelly Johnson having a great homestand. Had a good night last night. Having a nice series.
Just having a great year.
I was waiting for you to say that. And he takes a curveball, just looks at it as it sails low. 1-0 the count to Kelly. He was 2 of 3 last night. He drew a walk. He's 4 of 7 in the series. Here's that cut fastball. 1-1 the count. Johnson 5 of 19 in his career against Chad Billingsley, a .263 hitter.
That's what you have to do with that cut fastball. You've seen a couple of broken bats from Stephen Drew and Tony Abreu, 2 left-handed hitters. You have to lay off that cut fastball right there, or your bat's just going to explode all night.
Got the corner, barely 2-2 the count. Kelly, out of Austin, Texas, went to Westwood High School, was a Braves first-round pick in 2000 in Austin, Texas. There was some bad news football-wise in Austin, Texas yesterday. Swing and a miss.
UCLA went in there and hammered them.
Wow. Big Adam Dunn's not happy.
Ain't many horns got hooked.
No. Had a wonderful conversation with future Hall of Famer Joe Torre on Friday. And simple question. What is the Torre way as folks look back upon your career when you play for skipper Joe Torre?
I always judge players on their preparation and their effort. You know, I hit 360 one year, I hit 240 another year. I'd like to believe I played hard all the time. So it's not always possible because there's somebody out there trying to keep you from doing it. But you need total commitment. This game is not something that you go in there half-hearted about. You've got to totally commit and be prepared to fail. And not let that be a deterrent.
Be prepared to fail, says Joe Torre. Hit 360 one year, hit 240 another year. I would hope that I prepared exactly the same way.
Well, Casey Blake just hit a ball that Chris Young goes back on nicely, and because of that, that is the quote-unquote failure. And you have to be prepared sometimes to hit in tough luck, to pitch in tough luck. You can hear him, man, hit that ball good, but that guy out there in center went back on it nicely again. Killing me out there.
And you were mentioning the strengths of Chris Young, that being one of them. So Blake is erased. Here is Russell Mitchell. Now Mitchell in AAA had a big year, 23 homers. He drove in 87, hit over 300. But his brief time in the big leagues, it's been tough sledding. Had him out front, what a changeup. His secondary stuff so far out of that bullpen has come ready to play. Meaning his curveball and his changeup, folks. He has brought him to the mound.
Changeup. It's not really down per se, but just the lack of velocity. Just got a young hitter out in front of it. Worked on his aggressiveness.
Reed Johnson, 275, a pair of homers, 14 batted in.
That's what Joe Saunders does, though. He's not going to overpower you and light up the board with strikeouts, but he's going to change speeds and keep you off the barrel of the bat.
1-0 the count on Reed. Began his career as a member of the Blue Jays organization. Played 142 games in 05. Played for the Cubs and for the Dodgers.
Just a gritty little player. I like the way he plays the game. Plays it hard. He can play the infield. He can play the outfield.
And his key, you see his career numbers. His key, though, he's hit lefties well his whole career.
Right.
313 in his career.
And he
the
competes.
Same thing.
He just competes.
High fly ball. Center field. Off speed pitch again. Joe's ready to roll today. He's got these Dodgers in swing mode, but not comfortable.
Skyler, he's going to be announced the D-backs batters this inning. So let's give a nice round of applause for Skyler. Skyler, take it away. Now the center field.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Boy, the way it is coming down to the end has been fun to watch. Nail biter. It's essentially turned into 3 teams for 2 spots. And you see what's going on. San Francisco's already jumped out. Cincinnati's on top of San Diego. It is going to be a fabulous finish, and we look forward to taking all you fans with us to San Francisco this week. Don't forget the Diamondbacks, like they did with the Rockies, will have a say in who goes to the postseason in October.
They already had a big say with Colorado earlier here. High changeup. Hung it just enough.
"26 home runs, 88 RBIs under the watchful eye of his hitting coach, Jack Howell. Jack is mentioned certainly when you talk about team accomplishments, as that one stays high as you take a look at the Amica Insurance hit zone. But the other thing for Jack that needs to be mentioned, if you're going to mention the strikeouts and attach a hitting coach's name to it, fair enough, says Jack. And Jack didn't say this, but I will. You better mention Chris Young. You better mention Kelly Johnson as well.
Oh, no question.
Huge turnaround seasons for both of them. That was their hitting coach.
Stephen Drew.
Stephen Drew, a big, especially second half offensively. Pitches outside.
Adam LaRoche having his best year as a professional.
Never had 100 RBIs.
Exactly.
He is on his way. 2-2 the count. Outside, 3-2.
But also those guys that we mentioned, they're all high strikeout guys.
Yes.
So at the end of the year, man, my numbers are good. But the opponent said, yeah, but you struck out too much. You know, your outs weren't productive enough.
And for me, curious what you think about this. As far as the hitting coach goes, he didn't build the roster. That's roster construction.
That's exactly right.
And he deserves credit for all the gentlemen we mentioned before. He's not responsible for roster construction. High pop right side, into the seats it goes. Oh, there we go. We're going to miss that at the ballpark. Yeah. Frosty cold beverage. Well, hey, don't waste it.
Hey.
Cut fastball, angry with himself. By the way, we showed you the score, the standings a moment ago. Arizona Plumbing and Cooling Contractors bring you our text poll. Which team will not make the playoffs? The Padres, the Giants, the Braves. It's been a tough go of it for the Braves, hasn't it?
They have gone south. And they're losing again in Washington, 4-2 in the ninth inning. I'm going to say the Braves. Much as I would love to see Bobby Cox go out on top, I just don't think they're going to make it. They're missing Chipper Jones a lot.
I'm going to have to go with the San Francisco Giants.
You don't think they're going to make it?
No, sir.
Pitching staff just doing a little too well. I mean,
I have to stick to my guns. I said weeks ago that the Rockies, or that the Padres, were done losing. Just losing every single game as they were doing. So I have to stick with the Padres making and winning the West. So I have to stick with that because I, somehow predicted that a couple of weeks ago, and I may be wrong. But then the other part of it is I'm just a big Braves fan. So,
yeah, but you've also got to be an honest Braves fan.
I am. And I'm honestly telling you the Giants are out.
Well, like for instance, I'll tell you, I'm a Diamondbacks fan, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Really?
I mean,
I'm a huge D-backs fan, and that's why I can't go there with you. I'm not sure yet.
I'd like to see Miguel Montero finish strong. It's been a struggle for him since he's taken over as the frontline catcher. Miguel Montero, I'm sorry, Darren, but Miguel Montero, when Chris Snyder was on the team, Miguel Montero was hitting .317. Since the trade of Chris Snyder, Miguel Montero is hitting .218, 101 points less. Slugging percentage way down, on base percentage way down, in just about the equal amount of games.
Had knee surgery this year. And probably a load physically with the surgery, the responsibilities. Pretty tough to lift. And his numbers are showing it. The 3-2. Hot shot. It's a foul ball. Let's bring in Jody Jackson. He has some great news, Mr. Montero does, at home, doesn't he, Jody?
Well, he does. He was smiling in the clubhouse today. Everyone congratulating him. He is a proud papa. Born to him a son, Angel Ricardo. Angel, named after Miguel's father. Ricardo, after his wife Vanessa's dad. It is their first child. 7 pounds, 2 ounces, 22 inches. So a tall child already. And Miguel did get a little sleep last night, though. He said that they've got plenty of support for Vanessa. Her mom is here. His mom is here. And so a great night for him. And it is Angel Ricardo, the young baby Montero.
That's great news. Thank you, Jody, for that. I know that Aaron Heilman's wife is expected to give birth to a baby girl tomorrow.
Are we going to name her Gracie?
Yeah, probably not.
It'd be a big league name.
Yeah, my guess is no. Maybe Shea, so? Like Chipper named his boy, because Aaron pitched so well in Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
Look at Brandon Allen. He's on the move. Is he thinking about two? Yeah, he sure is, but then he stops. And on a hop right to the bag. He thought about it.
Allen got pretty good speed. I thought he might try it, but Reed Johnson did a nice job of getting over to right center field, cutting it off. And he cuts it off and throws a strong one-hopper into second base, and Brandon Allen just put on the brakes and heads back.
Johnson did all he could to get to that ball. So Allen, he needed that. He hasn't enjoyed his time against the Dodgers this year, last year. Was just 2 of 22 against them coming in. As that one dives over the inside corner. Cole Gillespie last night was 2 for 3. Hit a huge homer. Pitched around an intentional walk. Cole was next. Cole with a homer. Well, there's no better feeling, is there?
None.
We'd much rather face you. We think we can get you. Well, our Chaz Roberts cool play. There's the end result.
It's kind of a slow trot.
He wasn't initially sure if it was out. And once he picked it up, he dialed it back a little bit.
Dialed it back a lot. It's like almost like Big Papi.
Yeah, he was. One and two, the count. I tell you, the fans down behind the Diamondbacks dugout are in big trouble because Steve Gilbert will not be protecting them. He is at the ball game today. Fine rider for the Diamondbacks.
Where did he get those big league seats?
I have no idea. He must have. Well, he's making major coin at MLB.com.
Well, they're big numbers.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. He's a great rider. But I'm telling you this, he is a horrible, horrible fielder. So you fans, beware down there. Because he's terrible. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. By Robeson, that's right, I said Robeson Resort Communities, 6 Arizona communities, and by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. Back of the ball yard, and enjoying touring the ball yard for the final time here in 2010. We look forward to seeing you next year. Well, thank you. Certainly those memories were provided by you and your loyalty, you Diamondbacks fans. More than 2 million strong.
Good for you guys.
For a club that has had a tough year all year. There have been some positive days and weeks, but overall you have deserved better, and let's hope you get it next year. I know that Kevin Towers is on the case. New general manager. He'll be traveling on this trip with the Diamondbacks. He is not in attendance today. He has gone back to California to take care of some family matters and
business.
Some gathering. That's exactly right. And he'll be traveling on the entire trip. Hot shot, Rod Barajas, as he fouls that one off. Barajas this year, 16 home runs, 16 long balls. Native of Ontario, California, went to Cerritos Junior College. And boy, over the inside corner, when you're effective with your secondary stuff and you're placing your fastball.
Perfect pitch.
It's going to be a good day.
Pitch.
Here's Chad Billingsley. Chad 8 of 56 this year, 143. He's doubled. He's driven in 3. He handles the bat all right. Joe works from the third base side of the rubber as he winds. Good sink on that one. Down and away. 1-1 the count. In '99, Joe was a 5th-round pick of the Philadelphia Phillies out of high school. Swing and a miss. Boy, he does have good heavy action on that ball. 1-2 the count. Southpaw, there's the breaking ball. Oh no, he did not go around as they check out there with Jim Wolf. Back-to-back years, Saunders was the Angels minor league pitcher of the year. The 2-2. Strike 3.
Fans get D-backs tickets. I'm going to start that all over again.
Okay.
Fans get D-back ticket discounts for the 2011 season sent right to your mobile phone. All you have to do is text Diamondbacks to 99778. You'll become eligible for 2011 ticket pre-sale offers and get special discounts for next season. Text Diamondbacks to 99778.
That's a big league read.
Yeah, after I messed it up the first time. So it really wasn't big league at all.
Yeah, it wasn't. 1-0 the counter for a call.
Save it, pal.
Fouls that one off.
I see your pass list got in.
Yep. Dad, you lost the bet, so we're going to take a picture of you now wearing that. Inside.
Yes, he did lose the bet, didn't he?
Yes, he certainly did. And he is going to be so proud that we found him, that our crew found him. There's our Disney girls down there. Ground ball, base hit, left field for Paul. Rafael is on. He's got 22 stolen bases. You've got to be aware. His legs are a little bit older than they used to be, but he still will swipe a bag.
Second baseman Ryan Terrio.
And now Ryan Terrio.
Nice crowd today.
Good crowd last night. 40,000 last night. What's going on there?
Somebody forgot to tell them they closed the roof.
Terrio late on that Lifts it up and into the seats. Picked up on July 31st in exchange. Blake DeWitt, Brett Wallach, Kyle Schmidt went, and by the way, Ted Lilly came over as well. That's the one thing for the Dodgers that I think is frustrating, is in a sense they went for it. They made moves at the deadline. As we documented the other day, one of the worst second halves in recent history for the Dodgers.
They've pitched well at times, but boy, they have not swung the bats in the second half.
To the right side, and Terrio finds right field. Ball at least draws a throw with an aggressive turn, so a couple of back-to-back hits against Saunders.
Terrio very adept at doing that. Goes the other way well. Right off the end of the bat it goes, but out of the effort there of Kelly Johnson. So a little two-out thunder going so far for the Dodgers here in the third inning. And Matt Kemp with an opportunity with the Dodger in scoring position.
The shirts off their back. The shirts off the D-backs. A chance to win yourself a jersey. Right there, the player brings it to you, hands it to you, and signs it.
Right on the third base line.
Raising funds for the community. Diamondbacks Foundation.
Win a jersey.
The 1-0.
Well, they're not going to take their shirts off.
The Diamondbacks players. That's all.
Okay, good. Whew. Okay.
2-0 the count.
Get in trouble for that.
Hitters count 2-0.
Got a pretty good pitch that he likes to hit, and he can really go the other way with the baseball nicely. He's got big power to right field. That was his pitch, but he came up empty on it, scraping it foul. This pitch is up about belt high and out over. You can see he took a good pass at it, didn't he? But he came up empty. Doggone it.
Belt high changeup. Low and in, 3-1 the count. He struck out Matt with a fastball over the inside corner back in the first inning. Dodgers have used 49 players this season. The record of 53 was set in 1998. Let that curveball travel, fights it off, and it's a foul ball.
Just inches from being a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Dodgers. As you said, he fought it off. Just mere inches foul. Runners will be on the move here on 3-2 count. Let's see what Joe Saunders got up his sleeve here for Matt Kemp.
He's thrown him a changeup and a curveball back-to-back pitches. I apologize. He actually snuck a fastball in the middle that he threw in. So changeup, fastball in, and then curveball. Three and two the count. A couple of runners on. They take off. The pitch in. Well, he buried that fastball in on his hands. Skylar Johnson is our Sanderson Ford Kitcaster today, and Skylar, 15-year-old Skylar, with an interview of Chris Young, you know, getting his chops about him as a broadcaster. We sent him down for a pregame assignment. Here he is.
Did you play any other sports like growing up as a kid other than baseball?
Everything. We made up sports. We used to play tennis on rollerblades. I mean, wiffle ball, baseball, football, soccer, tetherball I was pretty good at, back in elementary. That was fun for us. Anything I could be active with, I had a good time doing it.
Yeah. If you could play baseball with anyone, like any time period, who would it be?
I'll probably play with player like Willie Mays, you know, I'll try to find another center fielder, you know, try to find a guy I can learn some things from. Even though he would probably be playing in front of me, you know, I'll probably have to move to left field or something like that. But it'll be fun for me to get a chance to do that.
So, in the All-Star game, who did you most enjoy meeting?
Honestly, I'm friends with quite a few of the guys, you know, so it's good to get to the All-Star game and get a chance to see your friends from the other team and get that one day to play with them just because, you know, normally they're your enemy. So you get that one day of the year that you can kind of, you know, be on the same team and pull for each other. So the entire experience was great.
Did you ever, like, have doubts about making it to the Major Leagues?
Yeah, I think everybody does. You know, when you're young and you're playing high school baseball, little league baseball, I mean, the Major League seems so far away. And the way I used to look at those players where they were just superhuman, they were just so much better than I would ever be. And you never really see it coming until, you know, you keep working hard and keep trying to push and keep trying to get better, and before you know it, you're right there with them.
Do you have any advice for anyone trying to go into the Major Leagues?
Keep working. It's a long road, I'm not going to lie, but it definitely pays off, you know, if you stick to your goals and just have fun.
Skyler, nice job. He'll be joining us as our KitCaster guest analyst in the booth here, coming up in a couple of innings. Bouncing ball, and Gerardo Parra puts that one on the ground. Let's go down to Jody Jackson. She is standing by with, well, our guest analyst today, KitCaster Sanderson Ford. He's not even a kid anymore. He's getting older.
Oh, 15 years old. You're right. A student at Highland. And Skyler, you know, you're not even interested in maybe being, you're thinking about now maybe being a broadcaster, but you want to be a pilot. You're having a lot of fun today, though. What was it like? I talked to you before you interviewed Chris Young, and I said, are you ready for this? And you said, I got this. And what was most exciting for you about meeting him in person?
I don't know. Probably the fact that he, like, does everyday things, and I really didn't think he would, like, play video games. Like, you just wouldn't think an older person like that would play video games. I don't know. It just blows my mind. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, older. Well, Chris Young, older than Skyler, of course. But, you know, what's been the most, you've kind of been all around the ballpark today. What's been most interesting for you, kind of getting that behind-the-scenes look at everything?
I don't know. Kind of the fact, like, I was at Grace's retirement game, and it was pretty cool to see him, like, in person again, like, because I never thought I'd ever see him, but it was fun, you know. Mark Grace is awesome, and so is Sutton, but they're both pretty cool. I like that.
Not only will he, you know, he's already met you guys, and so now he'll be joining you up in the booth. You ready for that little play-by-play?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be fun. Yeah, I think so.
He's nervous.
All right, Skyler. Yeah, well, he's getting warmed up, and he'll be ready to go.
Thanks, Jody. Skyler, best of luck to you as well. Jody needs to be clear. You know, there's no play-by-play. That, you know, I'm a little nervous about losing my job, so he'll be our guest analyst.
Well, no. If Chris Young's older, what's that make us?
Now pushing up daisies. Breaking ball, that's strike three. Saunders goes down. A much older guy like Chris Young. I was glad to hear that.
No, he's still in his 20s.
Look how old he is. Here's Stephen Drew. Stephen grounded out to second base back in the first inning. Good time yesterday, Gracie, you and I, as we take a look at the Fulton Homes homer. And remind you, every time a D-back hits a homer this season, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. As Gracie got back from his network assignment, had a chance to head on down the Salt River yesterday.
Did
we had a
you?
great time. Well, you were with me.
Because I was going to say, I was up there as well. So
yeah, we had a fabulous time, kind of a twilight soak, float, if you will.
I love those.
0-2 the count. But before you got back, you were telling me yesterday, yeah, you had quite a game to call.
Quite a game in San Diego. The San Diego Padres scored in the bottom of the ninth off Chapman, that million-mile-an-hour left-handed pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds.
Mr. 105 miles an hour.
That's what some guys call him, my partner. Yeah, San Diego just continuing to surge forward in the West. Now they're up a half a game. It's a great race.
And they're going to win it.
They might.
That one
but
is
Atlanta's definitely not going to the playoffs.
Atlanta, let's see. Did they rally and win yet? No, they lost. Oh, that's tough news. By the way, Drew, from August 18th till now, one of the best leadoff hitters in the National League across the board statistically. He goes down, swings at that cutter. A 1-2-3 inning from the right arm of Chad Billingsley. We'll be joined by Derek Hall in a bit, the president and CEO of the Diamondbacks. Saul River. It was good. And CEO of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Derek Hall, joining us. This has been a very busy, I would imagine at sometimes exhausting last couple of weeks as you've selected Kevin Towers. Explain the time leading up to it as you selected the new general manager and the time since.
Yeah, well, you know, it was a process. We made it clear when we made the interim change that we were going to be going through this process, and Jerry did a terrific job. He made it very difficult to choose, and Jerry was very close to being chosen, I'll tell you that. But Kevin Towers, you know, he's someone that I've known for a long time. Obviously, we know the success. He's a veteran GM who knows talent. He's a talent evaluator himself. He's a scout, you know, by heart, by trait. And, you know, I look forward to having him here. He's excited. He wants to win. He wants to win now. He said it himself. I'm not looking for a 3 to 5 year plan. I'm looking for this year. Yeah, he wants to win right away, as we all do.
I love that. And as you and Kevin and the group gets together, how do you handle the manager's position going forward?
Quickly. You know, we hope to have a decision by the end of this season. And I know that, you know, he and Gibby have spent time together. They've liked the time that they've spent together. I think there's a mutual respect going on. They're building that relationship. And Kevin's going to go on this road trip. They're going to spend a lot of time together. And maybe we'll have a decision before the end of that road trip. I certainly hope so. And
you mentioned Jerry DiPoto earlier. Have you heard at all? Have you talked to him? Is he planning on staying, or is he planning on maybe moving elsewhere?
Well, I hope he chooses to stay here, Gracie. I mean, I have spoken to him, and we've exchanged some emails. I know he's contemplating it. It depends how, you know, the philosophies mesh with he and KT. But, you know, I think there's a good chance. I'm hopeful, and I believe this is where he belongs. And if he does stay, you know, it'll be worth his while, and it'll certainly help us. He's a terrific guy. He gave it his all. He did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, he went over the top, in my opinion, and he helped produce some great prospects, in my opinion, in our system now that we needed to replenish that system. The trades that he brought, I mean, look at Hudson last night again. It's
fabulous.
Jerry did a terrific job. My hat goes off to him, and I enjoyed working with him, and I hope we continue to work together.
And a season that was disappointing for everybody, Derek. But instead of dwell on that, what are some of the things that you really enjoyed about this season?
Well, you know, it was a tough, especially the first half, very tough season, and it's really been part of 2.5 years where it's been like that, as you know. And to me, the best part of the season was last night when we got over 2 million fans, and it was announced that we had over 2 million fans, and you think, That's a credit to our fans. I mean, here we are in a series against the Dodgers where it really doesn't matter to either team this series other than pride. And we had 41,000 last night. We're going to have nearly 38,000 today. And they're showing up and they're supporting this team. There was a lot of energy in this house, a lot of electricity. I said a couple times last night, our fans are back. And I'm proud of that. I feel good about that, Gracie.
It's interesting, too, speaking of our fans, we actually did our broadcast open out with the fans today. You know, just kind of that same vein that you're speaking of, Derek, as that pitch dives low. In rewarding them, you guys really want to. You reward them with an incredible experience. I mean, that's really first and foremost, as all of us can't control every single player and how they play. But you do now want to reward them with some victories, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, we're the most fan-friendly team in sports, and that's great. And we're the most affordable team in sports, and that's great, too. I think we've done everything off the field well that we've needed to. But, you know, now let's produce a winner, because we thought we were on to something in 2007. Evidently and obviously we weren't. You know, and the team just gradually got worse and worse. And we're going to fix it, and it won't take long. And that's why a guy like Kevin Towers, who comes in here with the experience that he has, 4 division titles, haven't been to the World Series. He knows how to create and construct a roster. He knows how to build a bullpen. I mean, look at that bullpen in San Diego, and that was his. Make no mistake, that team was his. And he's going to come here and right away focus on that bullpen first and foremost. But he's also going to find a way to cut down on these strikeouts. I mean, that's been frustrating all year, and we just can't have that anymore. We cannot break records in strikeouts, total cumulative strikeouts year after year. We need guys here. Gracie, you were one of those. You played with them. Guys that will grind, guys that will put the bat on the ball. Just put the ball in play. Let's see what happens. Or get on base somehow. But the strikeouts, it's just been too easy for the opposing teams, for the opposing pitchers. And it's time now to get guys who are going to get dirty, who are going to play with heart and hustle. And that's what Gibby wants, and that's what KT wants. And I think it's going to be a new style of play for us.
That means trades will be in play.
I was going to say that sounds like wholesale changes.
I don't know if wholesale, but yeah, I think it's safe to say there are going to be some trades. And let's face it, that's something that Kevin Towers has had a lot of success in. Right. He's traded more than any general manager in the game today. We looked at all the trade totals, and he's number one. So he enjoys doing it, and he's had success doing it.
He took over for Jack McKeon, Trader Jack over there in San Diego.
2 traders.
At what point and how do you go about determining next year's payroll?
Well, we're in the process of doing that now, and I think we're fortunate that so much comes off of the books. Our revenues are down as a result of the economy and the way we've played, so naturally the payroll has to be adjusted accordingly. However, any revenue that we make goes into this team, goes into the product on the field. I mean, the owners have never taken a penny, and they don't intend to, which I'm very proud of, and I know they are as well.
Blake goes down on strikes.
But you also look at, we've been paying Brandon Webb all year. We've been paying Eric Burns all year. Those will go off the books and allows us some freedom and flexibility to spend elsewhere. At the trade deadline, Jerry again did such a nice job with moving some of the heavier pieces in a Dan Herron and Edwin Jackson to bring back a Joe Saunders, who's half the price of Dan Herron. Daniel Hudson, who you have under control for at least 6 years. It's nice to see. And I'm excited about the starting pitcher. I mean, you look at, Saunders is capable of doing like he is today anytime he goes out there. But those 3 youngsters, like you guys have said all along, they're just performing. With Enright and Kennedy and Hudson, that's a lot to be excited about. But now we need to go out and get a front-end starter. We really do. We want a front-end starter, and we need to fix the back end of the bullpen. We need a closer. I was
going to say, in the 8th and 9th inning have shown they're pretty important innings, aren't they?
They are. And it hasn't been important to us since 2007, the last time we really had a bullpen. And where do we go? To the NLCS. It hasn't been a priority, for us the last couple of years. That's been our Achilles heel. So if we don't fix that bullpen, that's number one. Get ourselves a closer. Look at an 8th inning guy. How about a lefty in the bullpen that could be effective in this division?
I'd like to have 2, thank you.
Yeah, right.
Have you heard that? Have you heard me say that before?
Hey, but I'm with you guys. Absolutely. These are things that Kevin Towers will address, no doubt. But we need to look at the manager and the coaching staff right away. And just get this organization back on the same page. It's so nice right now, the flow of communication. It was the same way with Jerry. From my office down to the manager's office with the general manager in between. Kevin Towers is the same way. He's a communicator. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Doesn't have an enemy in the game. Has better relationships in the game than anybody, I would argue.
Base hit, left field, changeup.
That's because I jinxed it by saying Joe Saunders can have a good outing like this.
That's all right.
That's the old jinx.
He'll get himself a double play off the bat.
I was going to say he's a ground ball away from heading right back to the dugout. There's a lot of knowledge. Ken Kendrick and Hall of Famer Joe Garagiola.
Is there anybody better than Joe?
Are we bringing Joe back next year?
Joe's coming back.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. Joe is coming back.
Well, he had an A game the other night, Derek.
I heard Friday night.
He had a great game to work with. It was a quick game.
Those are the games when you say, thank God Gracie wasn't here. You know what I mean? Right?
You know what? I've heard that a lot these days.
That's not at all where I was going, folks.
That's exactly where you were going.
That's not at all where I was going.
I just said it for him, right? He was thinking
you know what?
Oh, don't throw me under the bus.
You know what? I will play second fiddle to him for the rest of my life. I don't have a problem with that at all.
High pop-up, Reed Johnson.
Got some communication out there, boys.
And the man with the arm made the play. That's why that went down that way.
That is very wise out there of those two guys. The better arm belongs to Gerardo Parra. There was a possible tag play right there. Gerardo Parra and Chris Young realize, hey, you got the better arm. You go ahead and make this play. You can see they look at each other. Okay, take it. All right, I got it. And he just rifles it right in. And kids, hit the cutoff man. And that's exactly what Gerardo Parra does. Rifles it in, hits the cutoff man. And now 2 outs. And Rod Barajas with an opportunity.
Where are you guys, Derek? I know you probably get daily updates on the progress of the construction of the brand new spring training complex.
It's fantastic. Right on target. If you haven't driven by it lately, you're going to be shocked when you drive by it. Oh, it's going to be the best in baseball. You know, there's a lot next year to look forward to. There's a possibility of us opening in Taiwan, as you know, our first 2 games. Our new spring training home will be open. There's video of our spring training home. It's unique in design. The most shade, you can just see right there how much shade there is. More shade than any other ballpark in the Cactus League. More ways in and out. More parking than any other facility. It's going to be the best, and the views are spectacular. And they're
fly ball into right center field. Now, Gracie and I are the views spectacular from our palatial offices there?
Your offices are palatial, and you're going to love it up there. I'm hoping Gracie wins today. I need a Gracie race.
You know,
I need a Gracie race.
I need a W.
I need Gracie to win.
No.
Come on, Gracie.
Please.
Glad to have you back at the ball yard, and you folks are concerned like Gracie is with his wisdom and talking about the Atlanta Braves on their way out of the postseason picture. They will not make it. Padres, look at that dead heat between the other two. That's what's going on. Cincinnati is leading San Diego 4-2, top of the 4th inning, and San Francisco looking to make a statement. Love some good yogurt at the yard. TCBY at the
looks
ballpark.
Good, doesn't it? Billingsley and Saunders look awfully good as well, the 2 starters.
Yeah, since September the 2nd, Atlanta is 9-14. And just the previous day prior to that, The Giants, tell you about the Braves, 9-14. The Giants in September 1st have a team ERA of 1.83. Team ERA, not one guy.
It's just, if you don't give up runs, it's tough to lose.
Breaking ball, boy, that's a little bit of school in session there. That was a 3-pitch good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Big old curve ball from Abreu and a big old swing and miss.
All right, that's enough food shots, Mitch. Mitch Reagan, our fine director. He's making us hungry up here.
Yes, he is. Oh, my, a balloon.
He's starting to use that, isn't he, now? A little get me over.
It's a big old ephus. I like that.
That reminds us of Adam LaRoche's daddy, Dave LaRoche.
Yeah, he had one of those. There's another one.
Oh, my. He's casting it now.
He got that one down to 60 miles an hour. There's the first one. That's 64, right on the button for a strike. That one was even slower. And then a big old cut fastball, and no chance there.
And there you see the change in velocity. Inside. Two and two the count. Got him. And I would imagine part of getting him was the way he set him up with a couple of slower than slow breaking balls. So let's talk about hard throwing, though. Quest high speed internet, high speed pitch. Chad Billingsley 94, Joe Saunders 92.
7 strikeouts through 4 2/3 for the Diamondbacks and for Chad Billingsley.
Arizona continues to stack up the K's this season.
Derek Hall pretty adamant about that, wasn't he?
He was very, very clear. There was no cryptic language at all in the way he spoke. He was very clear.
I love it. I love that the team president wants things to change and wants things to change yesterday.
2-1 the count. You know, we saw that 3-pitch strikeout to Tony Abreu. There's so many ways to slice up the strikeouts for the Diamondbacks, but they have had 224 3-pitch strikeouts this year.
Wow.
High pop. Cleanup hitter Chris Young flies out. Other part of the Diamondbacks, when you look at their order, they have more strikeouts out of the cleanup spot this year than the number 9 hole. feeding us all those shots of goodies.
Yep.
Atkins friendly.
Very Atkins friendly. By the way, Skyler is up here.
Yeah.
Skyler.
What's up, Skyler? How you doing, man?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, look at that. A double
you a little
handshake.
Oh, yeah. I'm not good.
Skyler Johnson.
Well, I see you've met my partner, Darren.
Yeah.
He's been working with you, huh? I'm going to get a little closer here to you, Skyler, whether you like it or not.
I don't like it. I'm just kidding. You can get closer if you want to.
What's new?
What?
What's new?
Well, I've never done this before. I've always seen people doing it and want to do it, but now I have. It's pretty cool.
Are you nervous?
Not really.
Really?
It's just us.
Yeah.
Strike out. You got to run, though, when you strike out, don't you? Now, you play ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, every once in a while. I fractured my spine last season.
How'd you do that?
Man.
It's a mix of playing football and jumping on a trampoline. Not quite sure exactly. It's complicated. I don't even know. It just started to hurt, and it got worse and worse and worse. So I didn't play last year.
But everything's fine now?
Yeah, everything's good. It hurts every once in a while, but
Yeah, that's like below average.
yeah,
Wow.
it hurts.
Our Kidcaster brought to you by Sanderson Ford and Lincoln Mercury. Now, you're a sophomore.
Yep, Highland High School.
Highland High School. And what's your favorite subject?
I'd have to say science because you do all the crazy stuff with the messing around and all that.
Like dissecting frogs?
Do you dissect frogs?
We dissected a squid, actually. It was pretty cool.
Like one of those big giant squids?
No, just a little, like, 6
Oh,
inch
that would be
long.
big. Like, did it have
Yeah.
a big old eye on it and all that?
No, it didn't.
No?
That's a movie myth, I think.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
got you.
Favorite players, Chris Young, Gonzo, and you want to be an airline pilot. Explain.
Wow. Very cool.
Well, I don't know. Ever since I've been a kid, I've been, like, on airplanes all the time. And it'd just be really cool to me because you go everywhere and you fly in the sky, like, 20,000 feet above ground. And I don't know. I think it'd just be cool.
Are you considering maybe going to the Air Force Academy?
That would be cool, but I'm not exactly sure. It's a possibility.
Got to get good grades.
Yeah, that's true. It's a possibility, but I heard like 97% of people don't even fly airplanes in the Air Force Academy, so...
That means 3% do, though. Right? That means you could be one of the 3%.
I guess I could be one of the 3%. That would work.
Skyler's joining us up here. And now you're also a football fan?
Yeah, I do play
Who's
football.
your favorite football team?
I'd have to say the Cardinals or the Vikings.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Vikings?
Vikings? They're pretty cool. I mean, it used to be...
Okay, if they play each other, who would you root for?
The Cardinals, for sure.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I just like the Vikings because Brett Favre, he's an awesome player.
Okay, so when you were a Packer fan
Yeah,
prior to that?
I used to be.
So you're a Brett Favre fan.
Yeah.
You're really not a Viking fan.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What, do you just ride the roller coaster each offseason when he decides that he's not going to go to training camp and then come back? Is that stressful for you every year?
A little bit, you know. It's kind of confusing because he says he's going to quit and then he doesn't quit, and then he quits and he doesn't quit. It doesn't make sense sometimes.
Very self-serving, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
So you're not a fan anymore. We've talked you out of him.
No, I don't think so. I'm still a fan. I'm sorry.
Darn it. Now, do you have a favorite Diamondback?
Yes. And that would be Chris Young.
Chris Young, you interviewed him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Bunt hit by Ryan Terrier. What was that experience like?
It was pretty scary, kind of.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's really not. It wasn't scary, per se. It was more nervous-y,
Sure.
if that's a word.
It is
We
now.
make up words all the time up here.
All right, yeah, it was more nervous-y than scary. He's pretty tall, intimidating, and then you meet him, and he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is. I saw him taking time with your family. I saw him posing for pictures. He gets it.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that, Gracie, we're proud of him, aren't we?
I agree. He had a rough go of it last year, and he really persevered, worked harder in the offseason, came back. He's having a great year.
He is.
Matt Kemp digs in. All right, so science is your favorite subject.
Yeah.
That one is lifted into left field, and Kemp off the end of the bat. Matt with a base hit. And, is there any particular young lady you want to say hello to?
Oh.
Got a girlfriend?
No, I don't, actually.
This would be a good chance. Maybe set something up.
Yeah.
Right there. Look into her eyes right there.
I don't have anyone to say anything to. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
I know how you feel.
I'd like to say something, though. Madison Robertson and Journey Robertson, my cousins, they're pretty awesome.
Okay.
And my uncle is pretty cool, too. He's awesome. His name's Don.
Good.
Yeah?
All right. We allow shout-outs. We love that.
Oh.
We allow shout-outs. We definitely do.
All right, good. Yeah. So what's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject was math.
It was?
Oh, really? I stunk at
That's why I'm
math.
such a stats geek now.
It's
Which he calls me all the
starting to
time.
make a lot of sense about you now. Yeah, I wasn't very good at math. I was good at math until I got to algebra. And I just never understood how a squared plus b squared could equal c squared. I just never got it.
It doesn't make sense.
I could do the basic elementary math, I guess you could say, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and fractions and decimals and that kind of stuff. But boy, I really struggled once it got to algebra. But my favorite was history. I liked history a lot. I'm a history guy.
Slap the other way, and it's a foul ball. Skylar Johnson joining us as our guest analyst up here. I want to make it clear, Gracie, guest analyst, not guest play-by-play announcer.
Play-by-play announcer.
We used to have the kid Cash do play-by-play, and Darren got upset about it. So now we just kind of call him guest analyst now. What's that?
Were they doing it wrong? Was that it?
Well, they were actually doing it better.
Much better.
So,
like a 7-run rally, and remember, it was during the Angels game.
Angels, that's right.
It was last year, and so I said, please have that young man removed.
That's kind of mean.
Well, he was doing too well.
Oh,
it's called self-preservation. You'll learn it when you get older.
Trust me, you're one really good comment from getting run right out of here. Trust me.
All right, well, then I'll think of that comment.
Hot shot with the foul ball.
What about other teams? Is there a certain player you really look up to on other teams, not named Brett Favre?
Actually, no.
Not really? You're not like, for instance, you wouldn't be an Albert Pujols fan or...
Not really. I mean, David Ortiz is pretty awesome.
Big Poppy?
Yeah. He's
a great one.
Yeah, he is. Stunk that he was out last season. He was out last season, right? No?
Maybe for a little bit.
Who's that?
Big Poppy.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, why not?
I'm checking on my laptop here. Matt Cain's throwing a no-hitter.
Oh, no way.
Yes, Matt Cain is throwing a no-hitter.
I'm a big Matt Cain fan.
How about throwing a no-hitter on the last week or so of the season in a huge game?
In Colorado.
That's a good thing, you know.
Yeah, no-hitter in Colorado. Hideo Nomo did that. That pitch is outside. So you guys were talking about Big Poppy?
Yeah.
I was just online over here.
Wasn't he out for a little bit last season?
He was just terrible.
For a while he was. You're right.
I mean,
yeah, he was doing pretty bad last season.
He was not hurt, but his numbers were out.
Yeah.
What do you think of Joe Saunders? You like Joe Saunders?
Yeah, he seems pretty good.
I don't forget 3% of those. 3% of those guys fly. I don't want to hear about the 97% who don't.
That's
true.
Look
at the career he had.
Yeah.
About 0.01% make it to the big leagues.
That's true. That is true.
Sometimes you got to roll those dice, kiddo.
Yeah, I know.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Coming to Colorado.
I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm on my way.
Colorado Springs. You're going to love Colorado Springs. It's a big league there.
It is.
Beautiful. Absolutely
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
NORAD nearby.
It's being a San Diego State guy there, we went to the Air Force Academy a lot and had to play against them, and what an amazing campus. What an amazing bunch of studs fly those airplanes, man. Yeah. It's awesome.
3-2 the count to James Loney. Saunders wanted that as a called strike. He dropped down sidearm on it.
Runners will be on the move here, Skyler. So big pitch right here from Joe Saunders. Turning point of the game right here.
It is a pretty big pitch right here.
Runners go, belted into left center field toward the gap. We'll get there. 1 run is in. Coming on down to score another run. Beautiful piece of hitting, wasn't it?
That was a very good hit.
And Skyler, I think he drives in 2 runs in that situation because with a full count, the runners were going.
Yeah, of course. I mean, 2 outs, full count. Why would you not?
Now, as guest analyst here, you can break this down for us.
All right, well, he throws looks like
fastball.
A fastball. Yeah,
it's down. It's a pretty good pitch.
He hits it the other way, and he gets a double. It's a pretty good hit. Right in the gap, left center.
Laced it over there in the gap. Everybody scoring. And the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead.
Definitely wasn't expecting that.
And it could be, as you said, the turning point in this ball game.
Yeah.
After 2 very quick outs to start the inning.
Yeah.
A bunt base hit by Terrio, and then a little looping base hit by Matt Kemp, and that led to James Loney coming in. He's hitting cleanup for a reason. He does just that. Cleans up the bases.
So we're going to get you back out on the diamond maybe next spring?
Yeah.
Playing baseball?
I hope so.
Good. Well, we hope your health allows it.
Yeah.
We really do.
It just hurts every once in a while if I do anything too active.
Now, were you playing football on a trampoline?
Actually, no, but I have done that quite a bit.
Really?
It's actually really fun. You'd be surprised.
Doesn't sound safe to me.
It's not safe at all.
That's
actually.
the parent in me talking.
I have a trampoline for my kids. It's being brought down.
That's it? Too many injuries?
Jackson, Preston, never jumping on it again. Fracture your spine.
Yeah, it was rough, It's fun, though.
It's a lot of fun. I get out there and jump on it, too. It's fun.
Do you?
Oh, man.
Do you wear a helmet?
No.
You probably should.
I've taken enough knocks on this noggin, trust me.
It's actually pretty fun to wet the trampoline first and then jump on it.
Why?
You just slide everywhere. It's fun. You'd be surprised.
Sounds like a good way to blow an ankle or something, or a knee, or a groin, or
a back.
Yeah.
Fracture your back.
Yeah, that may have been it. Who knows? I may have jumped too high, did a backflip, landed on myself. Who knows?
Skylar Johnson joining us up here in the broadcast booth.
So I heard you laughed when I said Chris Young was older.
Well, because Chris Young is, 27 years old?
Something like that.
Chris Young is young. I'm going to say that.
Well, and I'm 46, so what's that make me? Like a fossil?
As I told you, it makes you almost pushing up daisies at this point.
Yeah, it makes you grandpa, apparently. Just kidding.
There's the 2-2 to
you're
Casey
getting
Blake.
Denial play
Just
by play.
missed upstairs.
Yeah, I think I'm about to get kicked out of here.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
27 years old is Chris Young's age.
Yeah, he's older. I'm not saying he's old.
Compared to you.
Yeah,
I
compared to in comparison.
I understand. What you think of Jody Jackson? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. She's pretty cool. It's crazy because that's my mom's name.
Her name is Jody Jackson?
Yeah. No, her name's Jody Johnson. It was just really close. It was weird.
Eerily similar. Now, where do the buddies and you like to go eat?
What?
Where do you guys like to go eat, you and your buddies?
Eat? I don't particularly have a favorite place to eat.
Really?
Yeah, really. Where do you and your buddies like to go eat?
I don't have any buddies.
You don't?
I have no friends.
You're a loner?
Yes.
Live alone, die alone?
I have no friends.
Sutton,
what about you?
Sutton Party of One.
Yes.
What about you?
I like to go. I like Italian food.
Yeah.
I like meat and potatoes. Kind of a steak guy. Meat and potatoes. Mexican food's good.
Yeah, Mexican
I love
food
a good
is
slice.
good.
I like a good hunk of pizza as well. I like desserts.
Yeah, of course.
I'm fat.
0-2 the count to Russell Mitchell.
There we go. I like fat burger too. You ever had a fat burger?
Yeah, I just had one today, actually.
Did you?
It was actually really good. I was
you
surprised.
can even double and triple up on the patties if you want to out there.
You know what else you can do? You can bring some to the booth when you come as the Kidcaster.
Oh, really?
You could have.
I could have, yeah.
You failed us.
I'm sorry, I could have done that, but you didn't ask me when I was here last time, so...
Shouldn't have to ask, to be honest with you, kid.
Well, I was unsure if you liked burgers or not, so... I could have spent money. Well, everyone likes burgers, I know. Never mind.
All right. Ooh, nachos,
that's the best part about coming to the ball game is the food, isn't it?
Yeah, it does look very good.
The 0-2.
Tantalizing.
Curved ball over the outside corner. Skylar, best of luck. We'll be looking
nice
up in the sky for you in a few years.
You did a good job, my friend.
You did a great job.
All right, thank you.
Attaboy, nice job. Skylar, he's leaving.
I'm not leaving, I'm just chilling, just stretching my legs a little bit.
Lovely lady visiting us at the ballpark, and she would like a date with you, Gracie.
Oh, boy, does she understand what an awful time she's going to have.
She's only human, though. Here's Miguel Montero.
We'll have a great time as long as she pays.
That's the Montero.
That's kind
and
of
his
cool.
wife.
Very nice of her.
Oh, look at that. Same lady. The 0-1. Miggy muscles it into right field. Hanging up. And out. Oh, my goodness. Misplayed out there. Miggy hustled on around in the third. Totally and completely botched by Johnson. And suddenly the Diamondbacks, a little pep in their step, trying to creep back into this ball game.
I don't know if you can misplay a ball any worse than Reed Johnson just did. My goodness. Thank you very much, says Miguel Montero. Just a little floating, and then just a bad angle and a bad effort. And then it looked like Matt Kemp wasn't all that interested in running it down as well. Yeah, I guess I'll just... But Miguel Montero stands on third base nonetheless. And a big opportunity now for the Diamondbacks to answer the Dodgers, too, that they got in the top of this inning.
Second career triple for Miguel Montero. As that breaking ball is just off the plate. 1-1 the count. By the way, behind home plate. Right there, Dak, behind home plate in our batter's box suite. Scottsdale Community College Lady Artichoke softball team. Katie Logan is the head
Hi,
coach.
ladies.
Cassie Miller is the assistant coach, and they're enjoying the ball game. Scottsdale Community College Lady Artichokes softball team.
Rod Barajas, former teammate of mine, he loves to throw.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. He always loved that pickoff throw to first base. Came up firing all the time. Loved it.
Good teammate?
Very good teammate. And a good player. All four.
Well, I'm told you folks at home and Gracie are going to love this trivia question. It's a real head scratcher. And
really?
Here it is.
Okay, let's do it. Looking forward to this one.
Name the 3 active managers to take 3 different teams to the postseason.
I know one.
Mm-hmm. There he is. How about Jim Leland?
Did we say Joe Torre yet?
Yes. Okay. Because when you said I know one, they assumed that was your guess.
I got you. Whoa. There's a little bow tie there for Cole Gillespie. He just stays right there. He doesn't budge. So it's going to take more than that to back me off the plate. Tying run at first base and Brandon Allen. Didn't seem to bother him too much, did it?
He didn't flinch one bit. That one sails inside. So they'll talk about it. 2-0 the count. Kind of an inopportune time to lose yourself a bit. And Billingsley, I would imagine, a bit affected. He's been around long enough, though, he should be able to work through it. But I think a bit affected by the porous outfield play earlier between Johnson and Kemp.
Yeah, it probably got under his skin a little bit. Hey, I'm on the mound and the W and the L goes by my name, and you're out there not giving me the effort that I'd like to have.
Doesn't excuse the walk, though, and the 2-0 count.
No, not at all.
Billingsley will tell you as much.
But I think that might be the excuse. He was probably, well, ticked off.
You bet.
And maybe lost his focus for about 6 or 7 pitches. Now it's time to get it back.
Right field, well struck, going back is Johnson. This time he squares it up. But the man who came around on his misplay now comes down to score. And Cole Gillespie with his 12th Major League RBI this year.
Nice job of hitting right there by Cole Gillespie. Got a pitch he could handle. He let it travel. And he didn't just flip it the other way, Darren. He drove it the other way. Nice job of hitting it, letting it travel. And just rip it out to right field near the track. An easy sacrifice fly. Nicely done. It's always important to answer when the opponent jumps out on you 2-zip.
So Gerardo Parra takes a cut fastball. 0-1 the count. Parra grounded out to first back in the 3rd inning. And for Parra at 262, he has 29 runs batted in. He is 4 of 7 on this homestand.
Ooh, he got a good pitch to hit there, and he fouled it back, but he had a good rip at it. This is one you love right here. Belt high right down Broadway. But those are the ones you got to come and do your damage with. You can't let him get away with those.
Ryan Roberts has a bat. He is in the on-deck circle. That one is chopped foul. And Saunders, you can see the numbers, playing for some runs, and Joe will be done if in fact they send him up. Interesting.
Very. That's what happens when you miss that fastball down the middle, belt high. You end up getting a much tougher one. And Adam LaRoche is going to come off the bench, and he's going to hit for Joe Saunders.
I'd like to get an update. Let's hope Joe's okay.
Joe might have hurt himself or maybe not feeling well or something, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Only 90 pitches. Saunders is done in this ballgame. Leo Rosales will come to work. Adam LaRoche is called upon to pinch hit.
We'll find out.
Adam 5 of 19 on this homestand, was 1 for 3 last night. He's homered, driven in 4, and reached the 97 RBI mark last year. Each and every RBI he adds on is a career high above 90. So how about 2 more? Boy, I love that cookie.
So does she.
Perfect pitch, cut fastball, 0-1 to count. Very disappointed by Skyler, our kid caster, because he didn't bring us hamburgers.
Thought we were not going to bring that back up, because I'm still very disappointed myself.
Yeah, if we find out word on Joe, as soon as we find out, we'll let you know. That pitch is low. 1-1 the count. Fouled that one off. LaRoche 6 of 18 against Billingsley in his career with a pair of homers. Now this will do it. The final home game of the 2010 season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We certainly will invite you to join us on the road in San Francisco and Los Angeles as the 2010 season wraps up. We look forward to seeing you folks not only at the ballpark but at the brand new spring training complex next year as well. And as always on Fox Sports Arizona, our television home next season. This is What's Brewing. It's brought to you by our good friends with the Miller Brewing Company. The 1-2. Fastball. I'll tell you, those two different looks between that straight fastball that jumps and that cut fastball.
Big difference, isn't it? Two great weapons.
Billingsley, last 4 seasons, 12 wins, 16 wins, then 12 last year and 11 this year.
Not a fan. I like what he brings to the mound day in and day out.
Still only 26.
Just the straight fastball there. He got away with it right down the middle.
Saunders, we have kept an eye on him with our cameras over the last few moments. Has had kind of a frustrated walk back and forth in that dugout.
He's as far away from Kirk Gibson as he can possibly be right now, which tells you he's not real pleased with the decision. Gibby's right there. Joe's right there.
You used to talk about, you've told us stories that Matt Williams, who's in that first base coach's box, used to retreat to that corner when he had an edge to him.
That's where you stand, where if you stand where somebody might be close to you, you might just punch them. So you stand as far away as you can possibly be from anybody. Like right now, Gerardo Parra is probably the closest to danger.
Two and two, the count. So we keep an eye on LaRoche with that sidebar, certainly. As if he can change the face of this game offensively, that may tweak the spirits of Saunders a bit, if in fact he can knock one into the seats. He's done it twice in 18 at-bats against Billingsley. The 2-run scoring in the 5th inning against Saunders. Otherwise, it was a shutout going into the 5th.
Got him.
Inside corner, that's strike 3. Frustrated left-hander trails it by a score of 2-1. By the way, the Legends race around the corner. Will Gracie win?
Racing for
Down in the race, we saw Gonzo, Gracie wondering where he was. And then all of a sudden, oh boy, here comes Mark Grace in Baxter's Jeep. And guess who won for the first time this season? You bet. Gracie, congratulations.
I've got a lot of people to thank.
Mainly Baxter's Jeep.
Baxter's Jeep, exactly right. Oh, my goodness. That's
big
fabulous.
day. Hey!
I'm on the board. Take that, Gonzo and Randy and Maddie. Yeah. Who's the king of the hill now?
Oh, Gonzo and Maddie and Randy.
Oh, it's a good bit. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they did a nice job with it. I still think next year it should just be the Racing Gracies.
No, one's enough.
You know, you'd have the Diamondback Gracie, like that Diamondback Gracie, with the World Championship ring on. And he'd always do well. You'd have the broadcaster Gracie, you know, in your Diamondbacks golf shirt, maybe running with a microphone in your hand as Rosales goes to work. And then, of course, proud career. You played a lot of your years in Chicago. You'd have the Cubs Gracie, and he'd always lose.
Well, kind of like my guy did?
Yes. But this time it would always be the Cubs Gracie losing. Swing and a miss. That is the specialty pitch. Sorry, sir. It is the changeup. And he gets away out front. When he is right, that changeup's, well, really as good as anybody's.
It's a fabulous changeup. And Reed Johnson, you can see way out in front of it. Nicely done. Rosales was a former closer in the minor leagues for the San Diego Padres. He came over a while ago now for Scott Hairston.
That's exactly right. Suffered a foot injury that had to be surgically repaired. Rod Barajas backlegging that one. Rides it up and over the wall. It's a ground rule double. Rod was ready.
Well, that was a first pitch breaking ball. And not a very good one.
That's his third best pitch.
Yeah.
And Rod was ready to roll. Pitched a little bit off the outer third of the plate. And still, he pulled and crushed it.
Went out and nailed it. You're right.
And he slugged the ball this year. He's only hanging around the 230s in batting average. But as we mentioned, he's got those 16 homers, slugging about 440. And here's Chad Billingsley. They'll look for him to, I would imagine, drop down a bunt here. Oh, and 1 the count. I've got to wonder, though, if in fact Luis Gonzalez or Randy Johnson or Matt Williams might file an official complaint. This may be overturned.
No, there's going to be no inquiry. Whatever it takes.
Pickoff throw on a hop. I'm going to say officially stay tuned, folks. Because that graphic at some point may have to be changed.
No, it's what's done is done. After all those times that my guy had to stop and.
Oh, he's swinging it into center field. They're going to stop Barajas. He picked up Boa very late in the game, so he stopped about a third of the way down the line. He was chugging, and he does not run well. So a single does not drive in a run from second.
Rod Barajas got all messed up with his steps, but here come the Dodgers back in business after removing Joe Saunders from the game. Leo Rosales in a bit of a mess.
Rafael Furcal, tough to double up. Bouncing ball.
Have to do it.
Here we go. 6-3. Got him. Well, he got out of the mess in support of Joe Saunders. On a big day, the first day, Mark Grace wins the Legends race. Stay tuned for an inquiry.
It's a great day.
discuss last inning's D-backs Legends race, in which Mark Grace got his first victory of the year. However, we have checked the bylaws of the D-backs Legends race, and as stated clearly here in Article 5, Section 3, Paragraph 2, there is no use of motor vehicles or animals in the D-backs Legends race. Therefore, Mark Grace has been disqualified. The win goes to Luis Gonzalez, and Mark Grace remains winless for the 2010 season. Thank you very much.
Well, that was moments ago. That was moments ago, and you're frustrated. So, sorry, Gracie.
This stinks.
You will, in fact, go into the winter a loser. Without a win under your belt this year, they investigate. I thought they might investigate.
This is just wrong.
Well, that was a devastating blow. Well, folks, stay tuned. We'll hear from Mark Grace a little bit later on in the show.
Disgusted.
Well, there you have it. You just heard from Mark Grace. You'll hear from him again the rest of the show quite a bit.
He had everything to do with it.
Whoa.
My partner, Darren Sutton.
I didn't think they captured that.
Yeah, can't believe that. Now, better luck next year. Maybe me and Teddy Roosevelt should race.
0-1 the count, Stephen Drew. Wow. Was Derek Hall behind that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
CEO of the Diamondbacks? I think he was.
Oh, I know he was.
He's wondering what we're saying about him. He's got a little secret monitor down there, folks. I'll go ahead and tell you, folks. And he knows when he's on TV. And he wonders what we're saying about the race.
Oh, yeah, he's getting it. He's getting it right now. He's looking up here laughing at me.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, that was very disappointing, Gracie. I'm sorry.
I want to throw up.
There you go. That's that look you're talking about. Wow.
Just ask for one. You know, just one.
Outside, and I can imagine, too, that you'll see those highlights worldwide. Not only of the win, but then the press conference. Imagine they'll be dedicating half-hour shows to that investigation. 2-1 the count.
Had such a proud moment. I was loving it. Then the proverbial rug. So I'm a little down, folks. I'm sorry.
Into the screen, that one shoots. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. We'd be remiss, and at the end of the ball game, we are going to, by name, thank our entire crew, but we would be remiss if we didn't say very clearly and very vividly to all of you that we work with and for the best crew in all of baseball.
No question.
And it will be tough to head out on the road and say goodbye to all of them. But I'll tell you what, Mickey to Ralphie upstairs, to the guys in the back of the truck, the gals in the truck, back in the tape room, and they don't use tape anymore, so it's all digital tape.
Sure.
Toby. There's Ralph. Kevin does a great job. Kevin can put away some pizza, I learned the other night, too, as well. I was proud of him. Karina's out there. Oh, there's Chuck out there, special guest appearance. Hit on the ground. And in time for the out. The other disappointing thing about this year is we were unable to do a show from the Kachinko kiosk. It is a great, great, great deal out there, and we weren't able to host a show from out there. interactive kiosk near Section 111 here at Chase Field. And it's brought to you by our good friends with Gila River Casino.
Well, thankfully, there just wasn't enough space and any room for cameras out there. So we love Kachinko, but it was an awful idea from the outset to try to do a game from out there.
Jimmy.
Nice job, Jimmy.
The 1-0. Curveball is high. And thank you, fans. No, you guys were loyal this year. More than 2 million of you. In a tough year, in what has been a tough economy in the Valley, I tell you what, Don Shea is running that camera right the way. Robotic camera. It's the other part, Gracie. I know that's a presidential thing to talk about, and Derek talks about it a lot, but we don't enough. A lot of you folks have in the Valley have fallen upon hard times, and
sure,
think about you. Prayers are with you, and we know it's tougher to make decisions. So more than 2 million of you, with the little bit of entertainment dollar you have, chose the Diamondbacks. The other way, Kelly's hustling on around. He throws out the anchor, and he stops with a single, a 2-out single for Kelly Johnson.
Broke his bat. That's that cutter in, Darren. But he does a nice job of letting it travel. He just bites it off, stays alive, doesn't strike out. Only good things can happen if you put it in play. They might make an out, but at least you make the opposing defense, you put some pressure on them.
Chance for Chris Young. Career highs for Young this year. Walks, 71. RBIs, 88. Stolen bases, he has tied his career high at 27. On base percentage, a career high of 344. And on base plus slug together of 800. All career highs for Chris Young this year. I like that walks career high.
Yeah, exactly. Because when he gets on base, he's a weapon with his wheels.
Two-seam fastball dives down and inside to Young. Billingsley getting close to 100 pitches. He's at 96. And he is a regular up and over 100. He's been over that 15 times, about half his starts.
Ooh, boy, that was a fastball right down the middle, and he took it.
1-1 the count.
It's another one of those situations. I think it's that paralysis by analysis. These guys get fed so much information, the percentages of when he throws a fastball or when he throws a slider or a curveball. Well, 1-0 fastball down the middle. Those are fun to hit. Oh, he got another one. He missed it. That was his pitch.
Twice.
That was his pitch.
And he attacked it, too, by the way, as if to say, I'm not going to let another one slide by.
Middle in. Belt high. Oh, goodness. Boy, you hate to miss those.
Miguel Montero waits on deck. 1-2 the count. Went in that similar spot, but that one had some jump to it. A four-seam fastball. Has Chad always had that many different looks on his fastball?
I think he just developed that cutter last year.
Because he'll sink it. He'll throw a four-seamer that jumps and rises, and then, of course, that cutter, which he throws about 2 out of every 10 pitches, about 20% of the time. That's just a straight old-fashioned country hardball heat. Young is furious as he fires that away. All right, all you fans, thank you so much for your loyalty. We're going to miss you this winter. Hyundai dealers, time for the 7th inning stretch your dollars. Hyundai, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. Lane Boyer goes to work for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The right-hander. Hard thrower out of Georgia. 4.47 is his ERA. And that fastball, 96 miles an hour. Jumps in on the hands of Terrio. We'll answer our trivia question here for you in just a moment. Successful managers is our subject. That one has popped up and into the seats.
Reared back and thrown a couple of fastballs right by Ryan Terrio, shanking them foul.
Eight hits for the Dodgers, 3 for the Diamondbacks.
Same story. High fastball. A tardy foul.
The 0-2. That breaking ball is high. Kevin Kellogg getting all of those foul balls in his vicinity. He gives up. Trying to shoot the game.
Uncle?
Turn the field around.
Remember we used to say that in college? Turn the field around.
1-2 the count.
Two and two the count. Missed with a couple of breaking balls.
Terrio, born in Baton Rouge, went to LSU. Cubs number 3 pick in 01. Not drafted out of high school, a true self-made player. His athletic director in high school shared with him he didn't think he could play at the next level. I want to think about other career plans and even college choices. Made his way onto the LSU squad. Now he's made his way into a pretty long-serving big leaguer at this point.
0-2, now 3-2. Once again, trying to strike somebody out rather than just get them out.
Fly ball. Parra into foul territory. Reaches for that wall and makes the play. So the Louisiana boy is done. All right, let's answer our trivia question. Talking about managers. And the 3 active managers to take 3 different teams to the postseason. Tony La Russa, Joe Torre, Jim Leland.
Yeah, people forget Tony La Russa started with the White Sox.
Exactly right.
Good breaking ball.
Mika Insurance, the hit zone. For Matt Kemp.
Another breaking ball. Didn't get the call that time.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Extras backwards. Look, you're on TV, buddy.
Nice.
Good looking kid. There you go.
Ah, that was awesome. As on cue. That was great. He's picking up right now some goodies. I'd like to say those are early Christmas presents, but Christmas is pretty much here. There he is. Look at that.
Proud D-back fan. Trying to get those high fastballs, but he's kind of going belt high with them.
Mm-hmm. You've documented how Kemp, and he hasn't shown it as much this year, but you'll see a ball. It'll be traveling deep into his stance, and that bat will fly through the zone. He'll hit it out to right.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Saunders went just 5 innings, struck out 6 through only 90 pitches. He missed again, trying to do that same thing. Joe looked visibly frustrated about being pinch hit for by Adam LaRoche at 90 pitches. Rosales on a scoreless inning behind. And now Blaine Boyer. Meantime, Billingsley has struck out 11, matching his season high. 11.
11 strikeouts, matching his season high.
Little chopper. Abreu fielding, firing, got him.
Visit the official online shop of the Arizona Diamondbacks at dbacks.com. Browse from the largest selection of t-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source, the dbacks.com shop.
Get that Christmas shopping done. The door is closing on your time.
Well, no, it's open after today. Like, just because the home season is over, the team shop will stay open.
Oh, I know that. But, I mean, you're running out of days, my friend, to get your Christmas stuff and be ready, have it all wrapped, get it under the tree.
Well, yeah, I forgot about the wrapping. You know, that takes a good couple of months.
Joe Adell. Yes, his career high, to finish the thought on Billingsley, is 13 strikeouts. Did that to the Marlins back in July of 08. His season high of 11 that he matched today, he did to the Diamondbacks in May. Right down the middle, 2-1 the count. Speaking, of course, of Chad Billingsley. I finished putting up my lights yesterday in the off day.
I'm sure you were out there in that sweltering heat, hammering away. Forgive me if I just don't believe you. Oh, you can see you and the kids out there in silent night.
Line drive. Stephen Drew is there. He puts that one away.
Well, it's really not close to Christmas time yet, folks, so still got plenty of time to get to the team shop.
There you have it. Valley Hyundai Dealers 7th inning stretch. Your dollars. Boy, happy holidays, everyone. If you're just joining us, into the gap, that baseball went. A couple of runs came around to score, and the Dodgers, just like that, somehow chased Joe Saunders out of the ballgame. Then a big misplay by Reed Johnson. Fly ball right field. Sac fly. That is the score as it stands, 2-1. Chad Billingsley on the flip side has struck out 11. And in striking out 11, it has been a dominating performance. Billingsley matching his season high in strikeouts. And he is doing it with, as we've deemed, Gracie, for me anyway. Now he's thrown the slow curveball. He's shown it. He's unveiling about 3 or 4 different variations of his fastball today.
He's been certainly on his game. 11 Ks through 6 innings. Such a huge amount. He's on a good roll. But the Dodgers, they only have a 1-run lead. Diamondback pitching's been awfully good as well.
Miguel Montero to lead it off. Joe Torre in his final days as manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Asked him a question the other day as Don Mattingly will take over as the Dodgers skipper. I just simply phrased it. If I owned a baseball team, what would it take to entice you to be our manager? And that question asked of Joe Torre. Because you think that what it would take to bring him back to manage somewhere would be something that would interest him. Something that would strike a nerve, as Joe Garagiola put it the other day. And that nerve, I would imagine, not a very big nerve that you have to needle in there and find. Slips a bit as he sails that one high. 1-1 the count. That pitch is low. 2-1 the count. Miguel Montero. Triple. He came around to score.
3-1.
Inside. 3-1 the count. Trying to get that first runner on, get something going. Montero grounded out to second, and then the triple. Fouls that one back. Boy, nice crowd today, as you mentioned earlier, Gracie.
D-backs fans have done themselves proudly again this year and today.
The 3-2. Right back to the screen.
Got him to chase ball 4 up and out of the zone.
Another 3-2 pitch from Billingsley. High fly ball headed into the corner, as is Johnson. He slips it and bounces away. Miggy is on the move. Again into third. Again with a triple. He had 1 in his career. He's got 2 in as many at bats.
Reed Johnson gave it all he had, but right when he was about to go and leap for the ball, he slipped on the warning track. And the ball hits high off the wall, and Miguel smiling all the way. Watch his feet. He slips right there. I think he was going to make that play, Darren.
He was.
So the Diamondbacks get a huge break, because that ball was plenty catchable. But as he slips, now he's got to run it down, and Miguel Montero representing the tie and run at third base here in the 7th inning. So Diamondbacks and Montero take all the breaks you can get out there. A couple of faux pas now by Reed Johnson out there. That wasn't intentional. You slip, there's nothing you can do. But the other one, he just took a bad route on it.
Now cash in right away. Don't want to put any more pressure on your bets as you have to. So let's see if Brandon Allen.
Dodgers have their infield in.
The 1-1.
Good pitch there.
1-2 the count.
Now you got to be a good two-strike hitter. You got to protect the plate. You have to put the ball in play.
San Francisco defeated Colorado 4-2. Cincinnati is leading San Diego 6-2 in the 7th as that one is inside.
110 pitches now for Chad Billingsley.
Double barrel action in that bullpen beyond the wall where Johnson slipped.
I like that Joe Torre's letting his young right-hander go ahead and try to win his own game out there. See what kind of fortitude he's got. Nice job by Allen laying off a good curveball. Rod Barajas blocking it all the way.
Full count. Those infielders now find themselves about halfway in. Brandon bouncing ball, so he will live to see another pitch in this at bat. Allen with an on-base percentage this year in the minor leagues of over 400. While homering 25 times. 3-2.
Yep, that's a good pitch.
Looked like a cut fastball that grabbed that outside corner.
It was. New season high. Now you can't be upset with that one, Gibby. That was a strike. With a 3-2 count and a runner on third. Can't let that one pass. That's too good a pitch. That's a pitch you can just drive out in the outfield somewhere for a fly ball and tie the ball game up. Not really looking for a walk in that situation anyway, are you? Looking to drive him in. Cole Gillespie drove somebody in this situation. His last time up, he got a sac fly. Looking to do it again. See, that's a good pitch to hit right there, and you take it.
Season high 12 strikeouts, one off his career high of 13. Outside. Former Milwaukee Brewers farmhand waits on a 1-1 on the ground. Hold of it. Out at the plate. And Rod Barajas got in there and just put his knee down and blocked that home plate up. What a play by Furcal.
Great play by Furcal. Montero must have gotten a poor jump off of third base.
I agree. I thought there was no chance.
Yeah, because a ball to the middle of the diamond that takes him to his left and makes him have to pirouette and make a throw to home, albeit a good throw. But a nice job by Barajas with the short hop and the tag. Montero out by plenty, but he must have gotten a poor jump off of third base, or else his secondary lead just wasn't big enough. Yeah, but usually there's no play at the plate on a ball hit that deep to the middle of the diamond.
Following the play from up here, I was stunned to see him come home until I followed the flight of the ball and realized Miguel wasn't there. I was stunned that he made that decision. So now there's only a runner on first. Certainly a different look, and there are 2 outs. 0-1 the count, Gerardo Parra.
And it's just tough to tell if he got a bad jumper. He just had to have gotten a poor jump. Yeah, he did. He got a poor jump off of third base. And when you don't run well, you got to get out there a long ways, and you got to get a good jump. Trust me, I know.
0-2 the count.
You got to get a bigger lead than that. With the infield playing halfway like that, you got to get a bigger lead. And you got to go on the crack of the bat. But credit for a call. He made a nice play.
Did he ever? Well, what a bounce back by Billingsley there.
Career high.
Matches his career high with 13 strikeouts. Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm. Matt Cain took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Went the distance, of course, and Joey Votto homered again. 37th homer of the year, making a final big statement this last week in the MVP race. And by the way, San Diego not enjoying that as they trail.
It's just a topsy-turvy West, isn't it? And it's great stuff.
Really is incredible what's going on. So San Francisco with the win. San Diego, if they lose, Frisco will move back up top. San Diego at 88. And Sam Demmel takes over, I should say, 87 and 68. With Atlanta losing, will be tied in the wild card. Tied in the wild card. That pitch is up and away, but it's called a strike. Cut fastball, 0-1 the count. I meant to say San Francisco, by the way.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that Frisco. That's why when we go up there, we'll just say Frisco all the time and get beat up.
That was an open-minded place. Kind of free thinking.
Yeah, it's free thinking.
You would think that.
They call it the city. I want you to call it the city. That's what they like. The city.
So it's a pretty free thinking, open-minded place, except for the things that they want you to call them.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Love the city, though. What a great place to visit.
I love the city, but
you're right. You're right. I mean, that is.
They don't want you to call it Frisco.
1-2 the count.
Got him.
Just enough cut. Boy, we've seen Billingsley with all the work he has done with that cut fastball. Sam's is almost a natural gifted cut as it just dives.
Well, that was just cutter kind of in the middle of the plate. Casey Blake just swung right through it. It was by him. Good pitch. And this pretty much splits the plate, wouldn't you say?
You bet.
He's right by him.
Russell Mitchell. There it is again. Cut fastball. 0-1 the count from the Texan. Right-hander. Miguel Montero, 2 triples in this ball game, and boy, did not cash in on that last one. A couple of misplays in the outfield by Johnson have led to both triples. As that looked pretty good, but it was called a ball. 1-1. John Buck last year with Kansas City had 2 triples. That's the last catcher to do it. It's been a year and about 5 months since a catcher had 2 triples. Into center field, and it's played on a hop. Russell Mitchell, who is 2 for 4 today.
Next year's All-Star Game is right here at Chase Field. You can guarantee priority now for All-Star Game seats by purchasing 2011 D-backs season tickets. Call today, 602-462-4794, or find out more at dbacks.com/ASG.
Yeah, that was a good read.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a tough day for you with your Legends race.
That is such baloney. This is just garbage.
Bouncing ball out to third and look away. Can he recover? He does. Well, he's giving himself the business. You can see him come up on that ball a little bit, but give him credit for sticking with it.
Stuck with it. Once you bobble, the double play's over. Now, relax. Then he ended up making the play.
He really put something on that throw.
Sure did.
So a runner in scoring position for Rod Barajas. Signed out of a tryout camp by the Diamondbacks. We mentioned grew up in Ontario, California.
It's a great story, isn't it? Been a long time major leaguer, and you got your chance at a tryout camp.
Yeah, that's the key, too, as long as he has played and continues to get work.
Kind of that 3% thing, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly right.
Even less than that.
The young man that was joining us up here earlier, our kidcaster, talking about the difficulties of being a pilot. And he said, 97% don't make it. We said, but 3% do.
That's exactly right.
That pitch is low. 1-1 the count. How good was he in Game 5 of the 0-1 World Series?
Hit 2 home runs off of Mike Mussina at Yankee Stadium, and that was one of those ill-fated Young Kim games. But that's okay.
The 1-1.
Oh dear, he just brought up a very good subject for Rod Barajas, and he just destroys that pitch.
That'll hurt Barajas. He's been swinging for the fences and doing so effectively most of the year. That's 17 home runs for the former Diamondback. He's also doubled as well.
And it's just a little thing that won't show up, a double play ball that didn't get turned. You got 1 out, but unfortunately, it would have ended the inning if you come up with it cleanly. Instead, you get 1 extra hitter up at the plate, and Rod Barajas. A huge 2-run homer for these Dodgers.
It's a great perspective to not forget about that near double play.
It's just something that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. It doesn't show up in the box score. But it shows up in the manager's mind, and it shows up in the new general manager's mind. Because, trust me, if you and I can see it, Darren, they can see it too.
So Andre Ethier hops off the bench and he goes to work. 4-1, the Dodgers lead it over the Diamondbacks. Ethier was 0 for 3, drove in a run yesterday as that pitch sails low. It's .322 with runners on base this year. The 1-0. Yikes, got a piece of Montero at home plate. 11 walk-off hits. 11 since 08. ASU alum, St. Mary's High School.
Some broadcasters are calling him Mr. Walk-Off.
Oh, that's true. There is the career high 13 strikeouts. He matched it. Sitting next to Ted Lilly there on the bench. The 1-1.
Good pitch there.
Not a big fan of calling him Mr. Walk-Off.
Or Mr. 105 miles an hour.
Now that I like.
You do like that, huh?
I like it because I envy anyone that can do that. The 1-2. Broke his bat. And in time for the out. Ethier is erased. Rod Barajas, former Diamondback, Game 5 World Series. We were talking about it. Just as we spoke of it, he left the yard again. Ford presents Diamondbacks baseball on this family Sunday at the ballpark. Well, we've enjoyed certainly our partnership with Sanderson the last couple of years, but also your support at the ball game. And we have enjoyed more than 2 million of you coming through the turnstiles. Ronald Belisario goes to work. He had the ERA just a tick under 5 in his 55 appearances.
A lot of movement on his pitches.
Augie Ojeda, strike one. Augie at 192.
A hit here might get him over the Mendoza line.
Let's do it.
Ooh, man, almost hit him.
Well, you hope to get something going offensively. Be interesting to see what Augie's future holds heading into the wintertime and into next season. I do know this, as that one is rolled to the right side, that the Diamondbacks could not have called themselves Western Division champions in 2007 without Augie having a fabulous September. Remember, Orlando Hudson was done. An injury, wrist injury. Augie stepped in and played every day and had about a .370 on base percentage that month.
He was fabulous. Joe Torre is going to go to the mound. Belisario evidently did way too well, so he's going to be removed.
All right, then. So we'll step aside. Outside of the box, Mark Grace's likeness thinking outside of the box and winning his first Legends race of the year.
Therefore, Mark Grace has been disqualified.
That's just such baloney. Look at you. I've never seen you happier. Honestly, I mean, probably your kids' birthdays and that press conference, some of the best days of your life right there, huh?
Well, my kids,
disgusting.
My kids and my lovely wife so much sacrifice, Kristen and Abby and Lily. We're on a close second to today.
You never stop to think about my children and the torture they've been through this season at school, being picked on.
Well, my kids have been in detention for weeks because of it. You and I are tied together. I've just about had it with all of the losing. So I don't know where that shot came from. That shouldn't have been captured, by the way.
Oh, man, I've never seen you so thrilled. Yeah, woohoo! Boy, Grace got disqualified. I mean, look at the sheer joy in his face. Oh, yeah, with the fist pump. Look like Arsenio Hall. Woo, woo, woo. That's terrible on your part.
Outside Cheryl, the left-hander against Stephen Drew. I couldn't believe they immediately had a press conference so quickly. The 2-2. That one is low, 3-2. 4-1 the score.
No, I'm still counting it. I'm counting it. I'm going to protest.
Well,
I need to talk to the commissioner.
The 3-2. There you go. Cheryl thought he had thrown a strike. Stephen Drew is on and ready to roll.
When you come in to face the left hand, you come in and walk him. Tony Abreu is going to hit from the right side this time. He's happy to see anybody but Chad Billingsley out there. He was 0 for 3 going into this at-bat. Let's see if he can turn around to the right side and fare a little better.
Abreu takes his time because Cheryl is taking his. Looked like something in his eye, so he steps off, and now Cheryl is ready to go. I tell you, that walk, too. High fly ball, deep left field. We've got a ball game. Abreu will touch him off. Tony Abreu, home run number 1. Tony Abreu's last home run in the big leagues was in Dodger Stadium as a Dodger in 2007 against Edgar Gonzalez.
Way out of here to left field. All he had to do was just turn around from the right side, like we said, and anybody but Chad Billingsley. Sure as the world. I mean, just rifles this ball into the left field seats, and the D-backs are right back in this thing.
Fulton Holmes homer, another $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. Hard hitting Kelly Johnson now. Bit of a buzz. This has been a good crowd. We have told you they've been into this ball game. They've been excited to be here. They realize the final day of the season, and no matter where these teams are in the standings, it's still the Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. And these fans right now, let's go D-backs. Chance of beating LA as Kelly Johnson drives one toward the gap. It is down. Not only a good crowd in number, but also a good crowd in noise today. These folks, you can tell, Gracie, they want to enjoy one more ball game here in this ballpark.
Absolutely. Joe Torre, sometimes you manage by the book. The book comes back and kicks you in the fanny. He brings in Sherrill to face left-handed Drew. He walks him. Tony Abreu turns around to the right side. He homers, and then left-handed hitting Kelly Johnson. So unfortunately, George Sherrill has upchucked all over Chase Field here, and he's going to exit.
Jonathan Broxton goes to work. More after this. Boy, tough outing for Sherrill. He faced Johnson earlier this year, if you remember. A big move Torrey made, and Johnson got him that time as well, driving in key runs. Jonathan Broxton is no longer the only man in the ninth for the Dodgers. Hung Chi Kuo has been locking him down with 10 saves, so Broxton goes to work. And he does so with an ERA of 3.82. Jonathan does have 22 saves. Rally cap ready to go. Chris Young has never gotten a hit in his career against Jonathan Broxton.
I don't remember many Diamondbacks that have gotten hits off this guy. He has been so tough on Diamondback hitting.
So Broxton rocks and fires. High deep left field. Chris Young just got a hit against Broxton. Arizona 5, Los Angeles 4. What an inning for the Diamondbacks. $50 to the Youth Assistance Foundation, a Fulton Homes homer.
Oh, we got to give him a curtain call. There's got to be a curtain call here. Come on, fans, give him a curtain call.
Hitless in his career. Had never done anything against him. Had struck out about 75% of the time against him. Miggy with a pop up. Hugging the line and into the seats it goes.
Broxton having a tough year, a tough second half. And the Diamondbacks are even pounding him. Fastball in. Chris Young knew it.
Broxton in the first half, an ERA of 2.11. Second half, 6.65. That, by the way, takes Chris Young to 90 RBIs. 90. Adding to his career high.
Been fun to watch him play this year. Again. Unfortunately, last year wasn't much fun for him. And good things happen to good people, Darren.
That one is fouled off.
All of a sudden, Juan Gutierrez having to get loose.
Yeah, I tell you, Tony Abreu had a miscue, costly miscue. Helps with his bat, then his teammates help him. Joe Saunders is off the hook. Miggy fouls that one off. By the way, Montero, and we told you, John Buck tripled last year, twice in a game. Montero's tripled twice. Miggy and Buck are the only catchers in the last 10 years to have 2 triples in a game. Now, he had some help in the outfield. There's no denying it. A slip and a fall by Johnson, and then a misplay on a bouncing ball that got by him. But a triple's a triple.
Yeah, triples are triples.
You looking for a third triple here for Montero?
No. How about just a base hit? Take a base hit, won't you?
You bet I will. 4-run bottom of the 8th inning for the Diamondbacks. And it's lockdown time for the big Goot after that. There's your base hit. Johnson saying, well, I can play this one by going to a knee. He's been picking on him all day long.
He has.
3-hit day for Miguel Montero. You said early in the ballgame you hope for a strong finish for Miggy.
Yeah, it had been a struggle since he had become the quote-unquote everyday catcher. But you finish strong, and 3 hits with 2 triples, certainly finishing strong.
Brandon Allen. Single. Walk. Strikeout. Waves at a slider. It's low, but a strike. 0-1 the count. Four runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 8 left on base. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Diamondbacks. 4 left on base. Outside. It is on the road. Tomorrow the team will take a travel day, enjoy some of the early parts of the day, and tonight at home. Then it's to San Francisco, and then Los Angeles to wrap it up. And you hold on to win this ball game. What a final homestand. You sweep the Colorado Rockies, dash their postseason hopes. Then your rivals come to town, and the Dodgers already reeling. One of the worst second halves they have had in their history. Former Dodger Kirk Gibson at the managerial helm. And certainly his final days as a skipper and Joe Torre. You can go 5-1 in this homestand.
It's finishing strong. At least fans deserve it.
That pitch is low. They will have the Diamondbacks, should they hold on, finishing at 40-41 at home. So if they take big steps to be better than that next year at home.
They've been competitive at home. You need to be good at home. You need to beat people at home, not be competitive.
That's called a strike. 3-2 the count. Colorado's an extreme example, but I'll give you 2 other examples. Heck, I'll give you 3. The Dodgers are 43-35, 8 over at home. That's a losing club. San Francisco's 45-30, and San Diego's 44-32. The 3-2. Inside, ball 4.
Well, Broxton has come in and he's thrown 14 pitches. Ain't any of them been any good.
Well, this really doesn't look like him, does it?
No. Usually he's throwing up around 100 miles an hour. Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, going to have a conversation with his former closer. Tough to explain.
Jonathan, in his last 11 appearances, has an ERA of nearly 7. Opponents hitting .350. You wonder how Jonathan Broxton, in any sort of a span, let alone for 11 games, has opponents hitting .350 against him. How in the world does that happen? You start losing confidence, you start losing command. There have also been 9 walks, so the on-base percentage against Broxton, there's his career. In his last couple of weeks, .450. Those are his numbers against the Diamondbacks in his career.
Place is getting very loud.
$37,911 today. Popped up. Johnson off the bat of Gillespie. Tagging and drawing the throw.
Probably should have just kept going to third.
Kept on going.
He could have easily made it.
So now, Gerardo Parra. Tony Abreu with a 2-run homer. Chris Young with a 2-run homer in this inning. Revolving door down in that Dodgers bullpen. Broke his bat. Oh, look
Thankfully,
at that. Look at that.
If there's any picture that should show why we get rid of those maple bats, that could have been in somebody's body. That right there. You telling me that's not dangerous? Gotta be kidding me. And it didn't miss Brandon Allen by much.
Ask Tyler Colvin about that, whose season has been ended.
Ask Cliff Lee about that, who just got one in the back of his ear his last start. That means if it gets you in the ear, that means it's less than an inch away from going right in your head. It's got to end. It's got to end, Darren.
It's kind of confusing to me where the decision gets thrown off track.
Lawsuits from bat companies. Commissioner Seal, you've got to do something about that. You can't let it continue. Fans, players, umpires, coaches, everybody's in danger. Everybody. And it's very simple. Just outlaw them.
You mean like those young boys
Yes.
down there enjoying the game?
Kids. Paying good money and having a great time.
Pitches outside, 2-1 the count. In case you were wondering, he's still got the Mickey ears.
Well, I think the bet was he's got to wear them all game.
I mean, that is. You know what that is? That's a good dad right there.
That's a dad that loves his daughter.
Swing and a miss, 2-2 the count. No more pops.
Lucky ears. I'm not going to tell him they look bad on him.
Oh, no.
He's a big old boy. He might open up a can on me. I don't want that.
I'd have your back, though.
No, you wouldn't. Because you're still beaming over my controversial loss in the Legends race.
The 2-2. Fouls that one off. Nothing really controversial about it. They just took it from him. They said you cheated.
No, I didn't. That clown did.
Well, not you. Your likeness.
Yeah. Terrible.
You're saying he didn't?
No. Whoever crosses the finish line first. I don't care if you got to get in the space shuttle.
Two and two, the count. Kind of the rogue rules then. You like those?
Yeah. When you haven't won all year,
anarchy.
Whatever it takes.
Anarchy.
Yeah. Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten would be proud.
2-2 the count. The big fellow wheels and deals. Fastball, he went around, but what an inning for the Diamondbacks. Tony Abreu with a 2-run homer. First home run in a couple of years for Tony. And then also behind him, Chris Young. 5-4 is the score on the Jumbotron. Energy All-Star. 8th inning home runs for the Diamondbacks. Big blasts. Tony Abreu, Chris Young. Boy, good to hear that. We didn't hear enough of that this year. That youthful exuberance of winning in the dugout. 37,911 on hand. And the big fella goes to work. Time to lock this bad boy down, says Juan Gutierrez. The big Gut, Venezuelan-born right-hander. And And he has been big time since June the 10th. There haven't been a bunch of wins to save this year, but he has 12 of his last 12. And since June the 10th, a 2.55 ERA, but 12 of his last 12 in save opportunities. Only 3 relievers have been perfect since. Joaquin Soria and Heath Bell. And have about twice as many saves each of them. More games to save. As that one is away. And you see the movement there. He ditched his 4-seam fastball. Everything he throws has a little bit of dive. And he's commanding his breaking balls for strikes and throwing them quite a bit more. But he still throws at 95, 96 miles an hour. 1-1 the count. Dropping down a bunt. Time to go to work. Miggy got him. What a play.
Beautiful play.
Wow.
All in one motion, just beautifully done there by Miguel Montero. So speed kept off the bases. One big out.
Terrio. Fastball backs him out of there. 3-1, 8-4, 10-9 the final scores and the victories over the Colorado Rockies to start this homestand. Here's a strike. A 3-1 loss on Friday. A 5-2 win last night. And the Diamondbacks have won 4 of 5 so far in this homestand. 2-1.
Overthrew that one a little bit and just didn't finish the pitch.
There's also the story on this homestand of Barry Enright piecing it together and Daniel Hudson again continuing to dominate the National League.
Just been fun to watch.
He is 7-1 now with a 1.69 ERA. Terrio, fly ball, right field. Gerardo Perez got it. Final home game of 2010 for the Diamondbacks in Arizona, looking to send these paying customers home happy. They've deserved many more than the 40 wins here at home, should they reach that number. But a nice send-off, if you will, with an optimistic future for the Diamondbacks. Fans start to come out of their seats. Well, they love the big fella. And they love beating the Dodgers. Matt Kemp. Fastball high, 1-0 the count. Oh, he's gotten him, and he has done well against him. 3 of 5 with a home run. Breaking ball. There's your difference maker.
Pitch right there.
That is your difference. In what Gutierrez was early in the year with so many homers, and who he is now. Fastball, ground ball, now 2 strikes. 1-2 the count.
Matt Kemp walked off Juan Gutierrez earlier this year in Los Angeles.
He sure did.
And he walked him off with a blast of a home run.
The 1-2, fastball line right back at him and into center field. It's a hit.
Tried to go with a high fastball, and he just threw it right down the middle, and he paid a dear price of almost eating that baseball as it came back at him at about 110 miles an hour. Miguel Montero wants it up. He throws it belt high, and Kemp smokes it.
James Loney. Doubled in a pair, reached on an air. Those are the 2 times he has been on. 1 of 4. Loney pops it up. Abreu. Over. Under. Out. And the Diamondbacks go 5-1 in their final homestand of this, the year 2010. Gutierrez locks it down. He is 13 of his last 13 in saves. 4 runs in the 8th inning. Certainly a thriller with Abreu and Young hitting home runs. This is the noise, Gracie, sitting up here, and you folks at home, we hope we hear, and that it is earned by the guys in the field. A lot more of this noise next year.
Well, it's real easy to get this place to get loud and have people show up. That's win more baseball games and play inspired baseball. We saw that on this entire homestand, Darren. A good Dodger team, a terrific Colorado team, and you go 5-1.
Inspired baseball, good back into the ball game pitching. Chris Young with the key homer. Jody Jackson's got him. Guys, take it away.
All right, Darren. Chris Young, final game at home. How does it feel to be able to give the fans a win?
That was a nice one. That was a nice one, especially in the style that we did it. It kind of attributes to all the hard work we put in all year, and hopefully, what's to come for next year.
You had not gotten a hit off of Jonathan Broxton in your career. What did you see on that first pitch?
Just trying to look for something in the zone. He's had my number for quite a while, so just trying to get something elevated that I can pop out there.
It seemed like just a strange night. Miguel Montero with 2 triples. He only had 1 in over 1,000 at-bats, and then Tony Abreu with a home run in more than a year. So what were you guys thinking in the dugout as things developed?
Just continue to push. We've been battling all year. And, if you keep fighting, things can happen, good things can happen. You put the ball in play, you make things happen, and then the pitcher came in late in the game and closed the deal down, and that's what we need to do.
We've talked a lot about the fans as we wrap up this homestand. You go, 5 wins out of 6 games on this final homestand. What message do you hope it sends to the fans as you head into 2011?
Good things are to come. We have a great group of guys. The moves that have been made. Our pitching staff is looking nice, and the offense is going to be there. So it should be some exciting baseball to come.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you. And boy, Chris Young has really provided some of the best moments of this season, no question about it. A couple walk-offs and then the win today.
Well, you are exactly right. This is a neat moment, Gracie, before we say goodbye to folks. These Diamondbacks getting those jerseys off because these fans with a donation to the Diamondbacks Foundation were eligible to get in the mix and win a prize. They're going to get game-worn jerseys and then autographed, should they choose it, by each one of these Diamondbacks. And certainly a nice way to end the season.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest ways to end a home season is to repay these fans with a jersey, a game-worn jersey. It's nice and sweaty and yucky, and it's great.
I love that shot a moment ago before we say goodbye. Optimistic when you see that double play duo, huh? Matt Williams worked so much defensively with Drew and with Johnson. That's a great shot right there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's offensively and defensively a pretty good team.